frosty morning, carnivores. You can hear I'm sitting in my car and you can hear the engine running. I'm out here waiting for everything to thaw out. I feel like I'm sitting in the middle of a igloo. Everything's pretty frozen. But I gotta go out and do my grocery shopping as soon as the windows thaw. So I saw a video the other day, somebody talking about if carnivore is boring or not, and I had some thoughts on that I thought I would share. And if you want to go see this video, if I can find it, I'll post a link in the description box. But the person's name was Stephen Steff, Stephen Steff, Stephen Stef, maybe. I don't remember exactly. They're not specifically a carnivore channel, I don't think. I just happened upon it. But they were just talking about being asked all the time if carnivore is boring. And yesterday I was out doing my Christmas lunch with my sisters and my mom. We have like a ladies only Christmas day sometimes. Well, every year. We've done it for the last several years. And one of my sisters asked me if carnivore was boring. And to me it really isn't most of the time. It can be. Like sometimes when I just don't have time to fool with anything else and I just eat ground beef and hardly anything else for 2 or 3 days at a time, it'll be a little boring. But that's not what it's like most of the time. Not for me. Even though some people do that. And if they do, I have to think that they're probably not getting bored. It just works for them. But what do? I've read an interesting article before that most American families have just about 10 different recipes that they use all the time. I could go to a cookbook and cook anything, but in the general just cooking for my family and all of that, most American families, they just have 10 recipes that they will use over and over again. And there's way more than 10 different ways that you can eat just meat that make it taste completely different. Well, first of all, you've got multiple different kinds of meat. There's beef and pork and lamb, and then chicken and fish and turkey, and if you're getting towards more exotic things like deer and buffalo and bear, there's all kind of meat. So it's not just, you're not definitely just not having to eat one thing at a time unless you want to. But then among those different species of meat, there's a lot of different ways you can cook it to make it taste different. Like and different cuts. Like a steak tastes totally different than a roast. And pork chops taste totally different than pork butt or pork belly, or all of this stuff is really different based on where it came from on the animal and what the fat content is. I have chicken wings sometimes, and baked chicken wings are a completely different dish than fried chicken wings. So there's just a lot more than 10 different ways to eat stuff. So I don't get bored of it when I'm eating multiple types of food. So yeah, I just don't think that that's something that you have to worry about if you're thinking of getting on the carnivore diet. And I don't really believe that animals get bored eating their species appropriate diet. Like, does a lion ever get bored of a zebra or a gazelle or whatever it's eating out there? I don't think so. Do owls ever get bored of whatever they're picking up off the ground? Squirrels and mice and weasels and whatever's available. No, but I think it's possible to get bored of non-species appropriate things. Like, for example, my dog, she um, would get really bored of her dry kibble. So bored that she would not eat it so long that she made herself sick. I mean, I could tell this is something that we went to the vet about. She would not eat for a while, and then she would start throwing up bile because her stomach was empty for too long. But she never gets bored of eating ground turkey or chicken wings. I give her the chicken wing tips that are frozen. She likes to chew on those. So, I don't. I guess it could be a thing. Like I said, whenever I only eat the same thing, and it's basically something really basic. I don't think I would get bored eating ribeye steak every day. I get a little bored of ground beef because, to me, whenever it's just cooked ground beef, it doesn't have any flavor, or it doesn't have much flavor to me. If I did it differently and cooked, like patties where they had that Maillard reaction on the outside, that's not as boring, and it has a little flavor. So, if you're thinking about doing a carnivore diet and you're a little worried about boredom, I don't think you have to worry about it. You can some people are adding dairy, which I don't do, but that gives you even an additional ingredient that you can work with. And dairy, I mean, that is a lot of different things. That's cream and sour cream and cream cheese and regular cheese and cottage cheese and yogurt. And then there's eggs. Every way you cook eggs, they taste a little bit different. So, no boredom. You can finally see, or I can finally see out my window. I'm trying to get it warm in here. Man, it's 34 degrees, and my dash instrument panel has this little snowflake on there talking about icy condition warning. It's not just cold here. I mean, it might be cold on the road. I got to be careful. Thank goodness for backup cameras. Yeah, y'all have a good day. I know it's been probably a week since I posted before. I've got this big thing going on at work. I'm training for a new department that I'm going to start in next year, but I'm still finishing up at the old department. So I'm not studying doing videos. I'm studying my regular life. But I hope that you all have a beautiful week. And stay toasty and warm. I'll see you next time.